Sorry, part two, but I'm wrapping it up. With this whole scenario, it's very hard to contact anyone and be like, hey, I think this is going on, or I think that's going on, because it would feed negatively into the narrative that I had some sort of mental issue and wasn't able to take care of myself. That's completely not true. That's completely not true. It's just lies that have gone on. I'm not on any medication, and I'm not supposed to be prescribed on anything, but also a weird thing going on. I think I've had health records of mine that have been compromised, which is a direct violation of HIPAA as well. And so, like I said, I have two able-bodied parents. I have a birth certificate, and I can show who my parents are in person. And they have never been approached, or, they have never had any professional approach them about any kind of relinquishing of rights. I don't know. I'm 31 years old, so I have total control of myself and my own rights. But this has caused me to have financial hardship. But more importantly, it's caused me to not be able to create in the way that I want to create, because my family's lack of integrity to my art. I have to say that. It's my family's lack of integrity to my art, and their underhanded ways, and the ways that they have mishandled these people who have been gracious enough to even show me any attention and say, I kind of like what you do, I like how you talk, I like what you say, and I want to give this a shot. I've had all kinds of things kind of go on and happen, and it greatly affected my ability to be able to create. Even when it came to my YouTube channel, there was a lot of things that was done that affected my ability to create, and I'm alleging that it directly came from my family. If somebody puts out a narrative, and then somebody you recognize who's bigger than you online, is speaking about a situation that that sounds very familiar, and then you find out that, there's a possibility that someone has said something about you to someone else, and it's like, oh my gosh, but you can't run after lies. Can't run after a lie. You'll keep running, and you'll keep running, and you'll keep running, and you can't really do anything until you have, concrete proof of what's happened. And I just, I know what's happened in a sense, but I'm letting God handle all things above me, But I do want to put out there, and I may release this, but I do want to put out there that I haven't thrown anything away. I haven't stopped anything. I am not a person who is uninterested in my career or am not in love with it. I'm a person who was locked out of my soul purpose, my soul journey, got back in by force, fell in love with everything that it was that God put in me and created me to do, only to wake up and realize that my creations were unethically, the creations that I made on the behalf of other people were unethically being released, sold, or illegally copyrighted as if it was someone else's work. And you owe those people an apology. You wasted those people's time and money and tried to punt it as if it was me, when you know what you were doing behind the scenes, and you know what you were saying behind the scenes. And it's like, it's not right. It's not right at all. You owe those people an immense apology. There's 3 artists that I was creating on the behalf of. 3. And one of them I was creating a pilot for a television show, and then later was going to create something that was going to go along the lines of a film script. The other one I was just creating songs for, and the other one I was creating songs, but I also have songs, concepts, beats, raps, all kind of things that I just want to but I want to expose to this person and show them what I can do, and show them some of my ideas that I have for, a concept for them, to see if it goes with what they would like, or just to see if it's in alignment with how they feel, or what they would use as far as their art. That's all. And it's like I was robbed of that experience because of maliciousness, dishonesty, lack of integrity, jealousy, ruthlessness. And in return, you stole from these people. The people who commissioned me to do things for them, you stole from them. All of those things were supposed to go to those people so that they can creatively do what they needed to do with it. You stole from them. And now I have to start over from scratch and come up with new concepts, which isn't hard for me. However, there's a certain way and a format that I like to do things, but because of the invasion of privacy, I have stopped creating. I've had a complete work stoppage of creating because of the simple fact that I need to be able to give these people their art in private. They don't want their art exposed to everyone so that they're not able to use it or pick it apart. They don't want their art to be, even if it was exposed to everyone, they don't want their art to be sold to somebody else as if it never belonged to them. What was the purpose of commissioning me to do the art? What was the purpose of that? You have to be able to answer for that. Why did you steal those people's commission? Why did you do that? You have people who are artists, accomplished, business acumen. You have people who, they don't have time to deal with minuscule, issues. They don't have time for this. They don't have time for it. It's foolishness. They saw a talent that I had. They saw that I was able to do certain things. They saw the different talents that I had, but they had no idea. These people had no idea that there was a whole collaboration and a whole, agenda from my family to stop me from creating for whatever jacked up pathology that they had. These people even sent out payment for me to be able to sustain a certain quality of life while I created for them. And even though I never received that payment because it was intercepted from individuals who wanted to act without integrity, I still did the art for these people. And then you went as far as to steal that. And then on the other end, there's people who wanted my personal raw talents for me to be able to display in their creations, and you block communication from that too. And you lied to those people as well, and you deterred their vision as well. You did everything that you could, but you've gotten yourself in bigger issues because you didn't just steal from me. You stole from the people that I'm supposed to be working with, that I'm supposed to be collaborating. There's 3 individuals that I will not name out, but there's 3 individuals that I created work on their behalf. And whatever they were going to negotiate with me or discuss with me financially, that is between me and those individuals. That has nothing to do with anyone else. I don't have a publicist. I don't have a representative. Nobody speaks on my behalf. I do not have a manager. So whoever has been, to the teams who work on the behalf of these individuals, I apologize immensely. You have been jerked around. You have been lied to. These people have been, doing everything to try to kind of put me in harm's way or put me in a box. And it hasn't worked and it's not going to work. But I apologize, because there was art that I was supposed to be creating so that these people were able to not only invest in me, but make a return and contribute to society as the artists that they are. And that didn't happen because you stole from these people. Everything that I was doing it out of my passion, but I was doing it for these people. You stole original content, lyrics. You stole concepts. You stole all of these things from these people. And they're looking at me like, okay, I guess you don't want to collaborate. Guess you don't want to create. When the truth is, somebody has been holding up information from me, blocking communication. When the truth is, that's not what happened. I just simply was not told about different things, and I apologize. And a lot of these opportunities are gone, and that's okay. I totally understand, because business is business. I refuse to hold a grudge against anyone. Business is business. But what I was disappointed in was not being able to create in my authenticity without being compromised over and over again by those who I've known my entire life and have grown to love, because they are my relatives. They are my loved ones. And I can't speak on any of their accomplices because I don't honestly know I don't know. I mean, that's the definition of fraud. I just know something happened and I don't know who did it, but if anyone has ever questioned or has had a question or has said you just don't love what you do, or you're just not in love with it, you're talented, I want you to know it's a lie from the pit of hell. I absolutely am in love with art. I'm absolutely am in love with songwriting. I'm absolutely am in love with acting. I'm absolutely am in love with music. But I refuse to let anyone to steal it. I refuse. I absolutely am in love with stand-up comedy. I ran out of money and wasn't able to finish pursuing that. But don't worry. And also, when it comes to comedy, I write my own material and my own jokes. And you have to experience life to be able to do that. And I've been experiencing life, and I've been observing things. And so, even though I was able to successfully protect that aspect of my art, the other aspects of my art that are so vast, I didn't have enough money to copyright everything, but my privacy was invaded by relatives who were, I believe them to be, I'm alleging that they have been just selling my work down the river. And it never was theirs to sell. That's the thing that's frustrating. It's like I have people in my mind who would be perfect for my art, and they're not able to experience that because you stole that from them. You stole that from these people. They commissioned me for art, and you stole the art and tried to gain your own commission, and then stole the money that, I'm alleging, that they had for me to perform on their behalf. It's just, don't ever say that I'm not in love with what it is that God put on the inside of me. I was locked out of it. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. I was locked out of it. And when I got back into my soul contract, my purpose, and I realized what had happened and what had gone on, I created out of a space of pain. I created out of a space of inspiration. I never got online and said anything about anyone in a derogatory way or in a slanderous way. I don't need to. I'm too above that. I have feelings. I say things about people. I have opinions on things. I do great commentary. But I transmute my negative energy into my art. And there's some things that you can't put in a 45-second skit. And even when I was doing my skits, there was energetic manipulation being done to kind of prevent that from happening as well. But that's a whole nother story. But with that being said, I just had to get that off my chest because there was something that triggered me that I saw. And I know the person that, the post, it wasn't anything personal, but it triggered me because it was like, how dare it be insinuated that I was not in love with what I did, but I was just a talented person who just didn't care. That's foolish. When I was creating my art, you were experiencing it right along with me, my creations. You were experiencing me falling in love and connecting with God. When you are a creator, you are in the energy of God. But the enemy comes to steal. So I was in my God frequency, falling in love with my purpose, creating out of the pain, hurt, humiliation, disappointment, heartbreak, homelessness. I was homeless in my car. I had no money to travel to different comedy shows in different places, but I still wanted to do my comedy, but I was homeless in my car creating for the people who had commissioned me to create. And it's not their fault that I was homeless. They actually created a solution for my homelessness, and that was stolen. I was homeless in my car creating for an artist that I hadn't met yet, but I knew that I was going to be able to meet through whatever opportunity I could garner for myself. When I was able to successfully, copyright and be able to pitch my idea, I knew that eventually someday soon I'm going to be able, with whatever connection I'm going to get, I'm going to be able to show this person this concept of art that I created for them, and they would be able to take advantage of it and in return give me some commission for the work that I did for them. And you stole that opportunity of being able to see fresh art from these people. And I stopped working on my art because I was afraid. What are they going to take from me next? What are they going to do next? What am I going to say to these people if they even were to, speak to me or see me? What am I going to say to these people? Everything that I created for them, everything. It wasn't leaked, it was stolen. You stole from these people. And I still have ideas and creations and different things, and I write them down. I write them down. But I had no recollection that any of this was happening. I'm just on my device, on my computer, creating things and coming up with concepts and taking screenshots and pictures and putting things together, and to be able to say, okay, I like this concept. I'm doing voice recordings and coming up with melodies and harmonies and all these other things. And I don't know if these people will ever have the opportunity to be able to use this if these concepts have been sold. And the people who they were sold to don't even know that they've bought and stolen art. Because I can prove that I'm the original creator. The things that I created, they belong to other people. I'm supposed to only get a percentage of it. And I'm fully aware of that. And I haven't signed any contract. I haven't had any conversation. But if somebody was interested in what I had to offer, even if it was acting, I was blocked. And it was just out of jealousy, envy. No other reason, no other plausible explanation. You owe these people an apology. You've wasted these people's time. You've wasted their money. You've done things to make it seem like it was me, but it wasn't me. You owe these people an apology. You stole art from people who were interested in what I had to create. And then you backed me into a corner from me being able to create other things and concepts for them because you tried to compromise everything that I own. Digitally, electronically, for your own personal gain. You owe these people an apology, and you possibly owe them money. You do, not me. If they're able to salvage anything from what I've created, great. But if not, you owe them. You did these people dirty. You did an entire industry dirty. You lied to them. You lied to them about me. You lied to them about my mental health status. You've lied to judicial systems. You've lied. You've wasted people's money. You've wasted people's time trying to prove something, some sort of superiority. Like, you don't even have the creativity to even be in the presence of these people, and you think you can take something from me, and I'm supposed to be presenting them with their artwork that you in a sophisticated way, you came up with this grand operation to steal from these people. You did not just steal from me. You stole from people who were interested in my art, who wanted to compensate me, were ready. And now I don't even know if they can use what I have. I wrote an entire, I didn't finish it, but I wrote a TV pilot. I started a TV pilot to write for this man, and I wrote songs for this woman. And she's married to this man. I'm not talking about somebody who's single or by themselves or freshly divorced. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, I wrote for a husband and wife. I wrote for another artist who is international in a whole nother nation, a whole nother country. I wrote for him too. You stole from him. You stole from this couple. These people who believed in what it was I was doing and saying. You did things to me to make me look bad in their eyesight. And that's fine, but the art speaks for itself. The art speaks for itself. You stole from these people. 3 people you stole from. And whoever else, if they have artists that are underneath them that could have used my material, you stole from them. You stole from these companies. I haven't signed a contract with anyone. I haven't communicated with anyone, anything. You stole from these people. Those original writings were supposed to go to these individuals. There's only 3 individuals that I had created things for. And my work of art that is copyrighted, that work of art, if it wasn't going to be performed by me, I was going to have it be another work of art that was commissioned by these people, by this entity that was interested in what I was doing, so that they could utilize it for possibly one of their own artists after negotiation and compensation. By you compromising my information, you put the information out there, and even though I have the original workings on that one copyrighted, because it's been exposed, the idea has been used. You messed up these people's plans. You messed up, and you're not going to throw all of that blame on me. You messed up their plans. You messed up their plans. You played with their money. You played in their face. You possibly owe them money, and you possibly owe them damages. I did the art. I had no idea that you were trying to pass the art on as your own. That was for these people. That was never for you. That was for these people. I have so much. That was for these people. Are you going to sit down? You can't write a television pilot for this man. You can't write songs for this woman. You don't even listen to country music. You can't rap. You can't rap, and you can't write rhymes for this individual over here who's in a whole nother country. You can't write for that person. You don't have the talent for it. I do, and I wrote for this person, and they never got the opportunity to. They what are they gonna do? It's not them. A lot of the times people say, oh, these bigger artists, this, and that. I have not had that experience with the people that I've dealt with. I can't talk about anybody else. But the people that I haven't dealt with anyone face to face or contractually, but the people who intended or wanted or had the intention to work with me have been nothing but they've just been graceful. They haven't done anything wrong, and they're probably completely oblivious to any dealings that have gone on. You stole from them people. You did them people dirty. You did them people dirty, and you exposed their artwork that they were trying to commission me for. And the compensation that they were going to give to me, or that they were trying to give to me, you took that too. I have a family. I have a mother who's in school. You don't think I'd like to be able to give my mom a 1.5 years off and let her just focus on her studies? You don't care. You don't consider me family. You don't love me. You don't love my mama. You don't love my brother. You don't love nothing about my family. You've been doing things spiritually since I was a child, and now this is all coming back on you, and there's no way to get out of this. You owe these people an apology. You owe their organizations an apology. You owe these people in the industry that you led on, thinking that they were talking to me or whatever. You owe them an apology. You done wasted people's time, and time is money. And people think that I'm just running around not doing anything. No, I have no money. I have no resources because the commission that I was supposed to have, I never got it. To be able to create for multiple different facades of the entertainment industry, for multiple. You did that. You were malicious. There was no reason for you to do that. You owe these people money. You owe these people time. You owe these people creativity. that you can't create on your own, but I can. And you owe that to them. And if these people never want to have anything to do with me, that's their prerogative. I can't hold a grudge against someone because they really did have a bad experience with me because they never were able to experience me. Somebody was running amok. And they don't think that I've created or done things for them. I have. I had to stop my work because of all of these things that were happening that I couldn't control. The one thing I was able to do was, before I stopped work, I was able to copyright an original piece of my art. And that original piece of my art that I copyrighted it, was supposed to go to one of the people that commissioned me, or that had me in mind for commission. That is their work that they were supposed to be able to review and give me compensation for, based off if they liked the work, if they wanted to do anything with it or not. You took the opportunity for them to even be able to decide, did they like what was going on, or did they like what I was creating? Because when you are showing up in the business world in a certain type of way, and when you have certain things that are being said about you that you can't control, and when there's a lack of communication, and when nobody is able to speak with you effectively, and they feel like you're ignoring them, people are not going to work with you. People are not going to give you the time of day. Feel like you're blowing them off. You created an illusion that I was blowing off a whole group of people that I never even knew was trying to contact me. And I'm sitting up here creating. I'm sitting up here writing. I'm sitting up here doing things because I'm like, I have all this work that I want to create and I want to write and that I want to be able to show to a potential buyer, so I could show off my talents. You took that opportunity from me that I didn't even know I had. That's unfair. I didn't even know I had opportunities. And you blocked them and you took them. And you lied to these people. And you acted as if I was ignoring important people who have the ability to say yay or nay on somebody's career artistically. You knew exactly what you were doing. You stole from these people. Concepts, ideas, lyrics, TV pilots, comedy, movie pitches. I did it all. I did it all. And I did it for the ones for whoever was trying to commission my work. I even created character analysis and uploaded them onto my YouTube channel so that whoever wanted to or was interested in anything that I was doing as far as speaking or producing or acting of any sort, they could contact me. You blocked emails. You wasted people's time. But in the end, I rejuvenated. My skin grew back, it got thicker, just like Wolverine's. And I'm still here, and I still have my giftings, and I'm in my right mind, and I'm cognitive. And to the ones who were commissioning me for the art, I sincerely apologize for my lack of response and for all of the unethical dealings that took place with the art that I created for you. I really did create art for you. I was just having a very hard time because of circumstances and, the best way I could put it, energetic manipulation. And that is not something that you signed up for. That's not something that you have to deal with. And I hold no grudge. I have no issue. There's opportunities that came and left. And I apologize that your time was wasted. I apologize that the vision that you had for your creative endeavors and projects were not fulfilled because of certain things that happened beyond my comprehension, that if I would have been able to fully comprehend what those things were, I possibly would have been able to have more control over the art that you were trying to commission me to create for you. Bye for now.